Welcome back to Education Matters. Did you correctly answer C, 52%? In 1970, 52% of the state's general fund went to education. If public schools were funded at that same percentage today, that would be an additional $3 billion available for our schools. We're going to continue our discussion about back to school with Dr. Ross Renfrow. Dr. Renfrow is the superintendent of Johnston County Public Schools, and I read this week you are the first superintendent of Johnston County Schools to be a native of Johnston County.
That's quite an honor. Graduated from North Johnston High School back in 1983, and the majority of our career has been back home in Johnston County.
Right. Well, that's true. You know, that's what I love when when I get a chance to go out and talk to super. I was talking to your colleague, Dr. Miller, down in Greene County, and we were doing an interview, and we were sitting in a little children's chairs in a library talking. He's like, "Yeah, this is my elementary school that I went to," and the sheriff up in Rockingham County, we were visiting and talking in the high school, and so I love that connection, and I think that you seem to have really embraced and value bringing the community in to embrace the public schools.
I think it's essential in our success today that the public school system team, not just with the students and parents, but with the community at large, because it takes all of us working together to achieve what it is we need to do each day for our students.
Now, how long have you been in the role?
I think this is going on 2.5, 3 years.
Okay. Now, I mentioned about the community involvement. We've got some footage we're going to show. You had a convocation, which was new to me. I don't know how long this has been going on, but we've got some aerials and some pictures from. So tell me about that. So what was that all about, and where did that idea come from?
Convocation goes back to my days as an old football coach. I think about what we did at that time as a teacher and coach to motivate our players for Friday night. You know, the band's playing, the cheerleaders, and you want to impress upon everyone the importance of what it is that you're doing. And so we transfer that to the convocation because we have to be the biggest cheerleaders for our teachers and support staff on a daily basis. And so it's a chance to come together, recognize, let folks know just how much we appreciate what they do each and every day in serving students. And so it's a festive atmosphere. We get you there next year.
Yeah,
the bands are playing.
I loved it. I loved it. It was at the ball field. I saw Superintendent Mark Johnson was there. I think you had it's almost like this sort of like first pitch kind of deal, and you had alumni and other people speaking. So it's a cool idea.
The difference makers would bring tears to your eyes because we recognized those teachers from the past that had made a difference in students' lives. And so that reunion there at second base where a student sees the person who helped mold and shape them to achieve what it is that they've achieved in life, and that embrace and hug and sentiment, powerful, powerful.
Powerful. What are you most excited about going into the new school year?
Oh, just the opportunity to serve. When people ask what a superintendent does, we had a third grader at Benson Elementary who said it best. You know, you get up at career day and you talk about your job, and she pulls me to the side and tugs me on the coat and says, "It's your job to make my dreams come true." Wow. And so just the opportunity to serve students and help them do whatever it is in life that they want to do. And a new beginning. 36,000 students last year. We think that we'll be above that again this year, and a fresh start and a chance to make a difference in so many different lives.
That is one of the things that's so unique about being a teacher, and obviously you were too, is that, so many people are going to know your name for the rest of your life. I'm sure that you and me right now could sit here and tick off 5 or 6 names of teachers. They may not remember us, maybe depending on if we cut up a lot in class, but you would remember them, right?
Without a doubt. We do a weekly vlog, and often we refer to those folks who helped mold and shape me in my formative years. I was blessed to have 2 parents and older siblings, but I think about the Ann Lyles and the Phil Pittmans who really, really inspired me to want to be a public educator.
All right. Well, what worries you? And we were just talking to Mark Jewell about some of the things that teachers. You had quite a few teachers involved in the march. I know. Infrastructure. Johnston County Schools growing. You have 200 mobile classrooms. Basically, you've got some backs of schools that look a little bit like mobile parks.
Yes, sir, without a doubt. For me, being one of the fastest growing districts in the state, the 7th largest, but also being a low wealth district, you talk about resources. And we know that students can learn in mobile units each and every day. Sure. They do. But we think about the safety and security aspect. which is paramount in the world we live in today. So number one, we want to make sure that each student, each teammate, adult, is in a safe and secure environment. And then going into this year with our mantra, each student counts, every moment matters. We want to pair a caring, compassionate, competent adult with a student so that we can help make their dreams come true. And only after we do those things do we feel like that we can start the educating process. And I remind our folks every day in the trenches, to educate is not something we do to them, it's something that we do with them.
Right. Can Johnston County, you mentioned low wealth, and look, most of the counties in North Carolina are low wealth when you get down to it.
Sure.
Can you do what you need to do for your students without without additional support from the state?
Well, you know, and talk about concerns, you know, the state has a funding formula for our exceptional children's program, and they say up to about 12.4, 12.5% we'll give you money for that. But if you have a population that exceeds that, you've got to fund that out of your local budget. And so in Johnston County, our EC population is between 16 and 17%. So just this past year, the budget cycle, we've had to use about $4 million that our county commissioners give us locally to help bridge that shortfall from the state. And so it's items like that that really put you behind the 8 ball as you try and provide that quality education on a daily basis for our students.
And so, and where it shows up is things you can't do.
Sure.
Like, I mean, for other, like it's that extra AP course or that extra foreign language, and then the classroom space. I mean, you definitely need some more classroom space, and then the K-3 class size caps, I understand, are putting some pressure on some upper grades.
Without a doubt, because what we do in K-3, you know, you'll see larger classes in 4th grade, 6th grade, 9 through 12. It's just a logical progression. But, you know, we want to team with folks. We want to work together. But, you know, we'd also like to put a school resource officer in every school. Mm-hmm. And the money that we're using to shore up the EC piece, that's taken away from that mindset that we could put a school resource officer in elementary schools and middle schools as well.
Well, you got a big job, you got an important job, but we appreciate everything you're doing, and I know that I'm sure the families and the community in Johnston County does too. So look, I appreciate you being here on the first week. So
glad to be here.
Thanks so much. All right. After the break, this week's Leadership Spotlight.